The big question, though, is do I throw Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 under the bus?
Why?
Private conversations. We need to talk about private conversations.
No, if you have private conversations, they need to remain private. That's just my thing.
Let's
It's
talk
bro
about
code.
let's talk about this in the show.
You know what else is bro code too? Because I'm getting tired of this shit, and I'm gonna start coming after you all, motherfuckers.
Why are you cursing so much?
Because I'm getting tired of this shit, and I'm gonna tell you all why. Because this is a funny thing. I get implicated all the time with you because you say outrageous shit, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, Mike this," and "Oh, Mike that," and then the same people that are over here watching our show are the same people that go in there and they start saying bad things about the show. I'm like, fucker, I'm here too. I'm part of the show. So you're going to badmouth the show because you're making fun of Mike. You might as well put my name in there too.
Oh, I know.
You know? So it's like, it's funny, dude.
You've upgraded your outlandish talk. I like it.
You know?
But we gotta tone down the cursing, dude. I
don't give shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give two fucks no more.
I have people who've reached out who said that they don't like it, man.
I don't care. I don't care. You know what? It's
Dude,
like my friend USOA, right? I'm an honorary member of the
I
USA.
was not allowed to USOA. They're dead to me.
F your feelings, only chaos.
They're dead to me. They didn't allow me in. Tony Ornelas already coming up strong on the YouTube stream. Use a thesaurus, Joe.
I don't care. Fuck your feelings, only chaos. You're gonna start coming after people. You're gonna start coming after my show, and you're gonna start badmouthing me. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go on air right here, and I'm gonna start badmouthing you all too. It's time.
Oh,
don't care no more. Give no fucks no more. Let's do it.
We don't give a damn. It's Friday.
We don't give a damn. Let's do it. And the same people that are like, oh, well, your show this and that. Well, you know what? Where's your show at? Huh? Where's your show at? It's so easy. Get on the mic. You know, go ahead and start talking. Talk your shit. Let's see how many people tune in and watch.
Oh, this is
what
so
are you gonna
much
do?
fun.
You're going to be playing to an audience of two people? Let's do it.
Welcome to another episode of the Area 210 podcast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast to you live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your host as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia, also known as the birthday boy, number 50.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
I got a video
Joe.
to play for you.
Let's see it. Nice. You are 50.
Yeah, I'm 50, man.
You're a 50. You know what? You're kind of in a mood today, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
No, I'm not in a mood anymore.
I'm gonna calm you down. I'm gonna calm you down. Got you a birthday gift.
You did? What is it?
Okay.
Is it long overdue?
We're talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We may or may not throw Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs under the bus. We'll talk about that. Apparently, I ruffled some feathers on Twitter today. They say I chose violence. I put up an interesting stat involving Stephon Castle, who had a near triple-double last night against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Spurs were within, It was tied with 3 minutes to go in the game. It was very, very close. Vassell had himself a good second half, but the Spurs lost, right? It is what it is. We'll talk about that. That incredible ending last night to the Bulls-Lakers game. Josh Giddey, good Lord, from 47 feet.
Giddy up.
You know what? You know what? LeBron James lost that game for the Lakers. We'll get into that.
Good.
We'll talk about the March Madness. What a great game last night. Tech against Arkansas. We saw why Cooper Flagg is going to be the number 1 overall pick. So we'll talk about all of that. And then Yolanda. Apparently they call her my girl. Yolanda Saldivar denied parole. So she'll be back in jail for another 5 more years.
What did I tell you yesterday? I said, oh, your girl Yolanda was denied bail.
Good.
Yeah, and I left you a voice message too.
Yeah, you did. I heard it.
Good.
Okay, so here is your birthday gift, Joe.
All right, what is it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, long overdue.
Okay, so first of all, it's beyond long overdue. The show started about 10 minutes late today because I didn't realize that liquor stores don't open until 10, and there's one right down the street from you. They
Twin
opened.
Liquors.
I should have taken video or photo of this.
Yeah.
They let me in about 5 minutes before the store opened. Right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't sell it to me till 10 o'clock, but they opened the doors for me, and it was dark in there. That would have been a great photo of me, a selfie of me shopping in a dark liquor store. But by the time I realized that, they turned the lights on. So you're not going to get, Joe, the 750 milliliter, Joe.
Not the little bottle.
You got the behemoth.
The behemoth
Buffalo Trace, my man.
Nice.
This is for you, my man.
Thank you,
But
brother.
we're going to play a game of catch real fast, Joe.
Okay.
It is your birthday.
Yeah.
It is Friday, and we don't give a damn.
We don't.
Birthday shot to start the show.
Oh, God.
It is 10 a.m.,
Oh.
and it's time for some Fireball. This isn't a UTSA tailgate. We got to do a little Fireball. Happy birthday, Joe. Number 50. Good times, man.
It is Fireball. Nasty ass Fireball.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious. It's going to be a tasty show. Why is it a tasty show? I have lots to be happy about as a Spurs fan. By the way, that Chicago Bulls victory last night is going to help the Spurs when it's all said and done. That Bulls team has won 4 in a row, 8 of the last 10 games. They're coming on strong. Guess who they're nipping at the heels at, Joe?
Who?
The Atlanta Hawks.
No.
So it's possible the Spurs might have 2 lottery picks after all. Again, they're just 2 games behind Atlanta. Orlando's coming on strong.
Yeah.
Atlanta's lost a few games in a row. All I'm saying is there's a chance the Spurs might get that second lottery pick when it's all said and done. Super chat coming in, $1.99 from Mario Cavasso saying, happy birthday, Joe, and many more. You know what? Every super chat that comes in today is going to go to Joe. Okay, it's going to go to Joe. It's going to help fund his shenanigans this weekend. Let's send some Joe some money, man.
Hey, I got something for you all too, man.
Let's do it.
You could do me the Cash App too. There's the Cash App. I'm gonna leave it on the screen. You want to send me some cash for a drink on Saturday? There you go.
I like it, Joe. I like it. Hey, let's talk about the Spurs. Spurs lost last night. It was a good game, Joe. I mean, they're taking on the number 1 team in the NBA who has a 59-14 record, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland 31-5 at home. There's no chance in the world this Spurs team's going to go into Cleveland and beat that team. Now, I know that Cleveland had a couple of injuries, but still, we have our injuries of our own. No Victor Wembanyama, no De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
But the Spurs showed some heart yesterday. Going in over there, and it's just one of those things where you look at it, the Spurs were in the game all the way through it, tied it in the third quarter, took the lead in the fourth, but the wheels fell off the last 3 minutes of the game. Some questionable no calls. Chris Paul argued against one of them that didn't get called. You saw some bobbled passes by Jeremy Sohan. Bismack Biyombo mishandled a couple of passes as well. All in all, it's a proud game for the Spurs.
I was very proud of the Spurs yesterday. Nobody gave them a shot, including myself, of actually being able to compete with the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are a 59-win team. The San Antonio Spurs, 31-win team. But they came in there, they played really hard for the full 48 minutes. And of course, they made some mistakes here and there that cost them the game, but that's to be expected against one of the best teams in the NBA. But they hung in there.
Keldon tied the game with 3 minutes to go in the game with a free throw.
Did.
And it's one of those things where the crowd was getting a little bit antsy.
The Cavs almost effed around and found out.
They almost did. Last night, Devin Vassell with 22 points. Stephon Castle with 22 points. Off the bench, you saw Keldon with 17. Champagny was 16. Champagny got 60 points despite the fact that he landed on a player's foot.
They called the flagrant.
On that. Sohan with 13 points. God, man, he has cinder blocks for hands. He couldn't catch a pass to save his life. There's that one time when he went like this after he messed up on an easy layup.
He sucks so bad. He pisses off on the team all the time. CP3.
CP3's done with Sohan.
He was running up the court, and he's going up the court, and he's looking for Sohan, and Sohan's just taking his time, and he turns around. He's like, "Get the F up the freaking court! Like, hurry up! Yeah, I'm trying to get you the ball, stupid."
Dude, when I saw Sohan do this in the third quarter and get upset that he missed the layup, and he held this position for like 3 seconds. Like, how did that happen? The play's still going on. He's under the basket holding his head like in shock. 5 of 12 yesterday. Jeremy Sohan, 5 of 12. He had 13 points, 5 rebounds. We got nothing from Mamu yesterday. Harrison Barnes was just 10. Fact of the matter is that this team, undermanned, outgunned, but still down the stretch, man. It was like the movie Glory, right? They were making their way up the beach, you know. They were making their way
around the corner.
They were making their way into the fort. They were like, yeah, we're gonna win. We're up with 5 minutes to go in the game. Boom. We're tied with 3 minutes to go in the game. Then they turned the corner and boom, they lost. We had a near triple-double yesterday. Stephon Castle, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Should have had that 9th assist, but there was a bobbled pass down low.
Not a bad game, Mike.
Not a bad game. It solidified the fact that he's Rookie of the Year. It really did. We're going to acknowledge that super chat in a second.
Yeah.
But I posted something yesterday because I'm a nerd, Joe. I'm a basketball nerd. And I'm not sometimes I'm a hater, but for the most part, I'm a realist, right?
Not Mike.
And I posted something on Jeff Garcia's page, right?
No, maybe I should show it. Let me see if I can pull that up. It was all the chatter this morning.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting. Oh my God, dude. Bear County Social Apparel. Jesus, man. Real fast. Go on to stupid Mike's page.
Oh my God. People sending in some big money today, bro.
Oh, wait, what do we got? Wait. Oh, okay, so we got $50.
Damn, $10. It's like, damn.
Okay, Leja, $10 saying saca la tequila. Grito time.
All right.
And then Sam Salinas with a $50 from way downtown.
Damn.
Bang. We've never seen it turn purple. Like a pinkish purple right now. Like it startled me when I saw that photo. He says, happy birthday, Joe. 50 for 50. Thank you for everything you bring us to the show. I don't give a shit who talks shit. F those guys. You have us. You have Mike, and we appreciate everything you do. Have a few old-fashioned cocktails on me.
Appreciate you,
Sam
guys,
Salinas, man. Amazing, dude. Thank you so much for that.
Bring that big money to Dave.
You know what? You know what? Let's do a grito. The grito is saying goodbye to your 40s and hello to your 50s. It's grito time, dude.
I'm gonna say in the infamous words of Chris Leja, scared money don't make money.
There you go.
Here we go.
Presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
Oh my goodness. So we're saying goodbye to your 40s, man. Hello to the 50s. And we have a lot to get to talk about when it comes to that, man, because what an amazing time it is for you. Thank you so much to the listeners out there. We have some very, very loyal. It's so funny. We look at the numbers, right? Our numbers are all over the place right now because we're not only on YouTube. Whenever we filter out to Twitter, we filter out to Facebook, people like watching us on different avenues, right? So it's like our YouTube numbers have gone down. It's because people are watching us elsewhere, right? That's basically it. But I look at it this way, man. We like the crew that we have. It's like Greg Popovich. We like the team we got, right? But if you want to show that post that I put down on Twitter,
I'm trying
Jeff
to get
Garcia.
all these chats, dude.
Oh, you know what? I'll call it up, right?
Okay.
I was not trying to choose violence when it comes to it all. All I was doing was just making some points about Stephon Castle because Jeff Garcia asked the question.
Oh, yeah, I did put it out here.
Did he in fact just win Rookie of the Year last night? Is it done? Is it over? Foregone conclusion. I have it on my screen.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So I put down an interesting stat. And this is not to bag on Stephon Castle. I love Stephon Castle. He's my favorite player on the team. I think that Stephon Castle is going to be a stud. He's going to be a star. He already is. But I put down an interesting stat that I researched last night. Stephon Castle will be one of the worst Rookie of the Years in the last 50 years at field goal percentage. He's at 42.7%. And I went back in time, Joe, basketballreference.com. I looked up all the rookie of the years of the last 50 years.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about who won rookie of the year in 1948, because that was a different time. It was like a peach basket, right? Who cares? But the last 50 years, 1975 to 2025.
Be such an ass about stuff sometimes. You can't help yourself, man.
So I put down that he's the 6th worst shooter to win rookie of the year of the last 50 years. The 6th worst.
Who cares?
But the funny thing is that who are the ones that he's better than? Because you might think, okay, well, if he's the 6th worst, he's got to have been better. He's got the 5 below him have got to be trash. Basura, right?
Donkey. Right, Luka
Doncic, LeBron James, Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd, Paolo Banchero, all Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers. So it wasn't a dig. It was just like a weird stat. 42.7% is not that good. He has gotten better. That was the issue with Castle when he got into the league was, is he a good shooter? Can he develop a shot? If he can become a 45% shooter, 46% shooter, that's an all-star level player.
What did Bear County say about you? They're saying put what Bear County put up.
Oh, he put up lots of things. If you want to show, he showed me and Chica right here. And he goes, she knows it's about to go down. Try Blue Chew for free with promo code Reddit. Leave Chica out of it. That's my girl.
You know what? Yesterday, I asked our good friend of the show here, Swiss, right? I'll get to your super chat here, Swiss. I said, hey, man, do me a solid, brother, and come up with some good stuff for Mike so we could cook him today. Because your girl, Yolanda, got denied. Her parole got denied. So this is going to be funny here.
I'm so here, Yolanda. We really got to get into that later in the show.
There's a slippery finger. That hasn't happened for a while, but we got more. We got more. So I'm going to show you another one.
Yeah.
That one's not bad.
Okay.
That one's not bad. And we have another one.
I'm looking thin right there. I like it.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Is this Bear County?
This is Swiss.
Oh, Swiss.
And then this one was funny too.
Yeah, the mashup of faces there. That's interesting.
Swiss coming in clutch, man. Appreciate you, brother.
July 26th saying even Chica isn't safe when it comes to the criticism.
Chica catching strays, man.
Chica fine. I can't wait to see her tonight.
Here we go. We have so many super chats to get to. Okay, so we got the $19.99 super chat from Swiss here. Appreciate you, man. He says, have a great birthday. I need another grito. Saca la bolsita.
Okay, well, wait.
There's 50s and the new 40s. 50s are the new 40s. Don't tell that to Mike. He's still 18, 30.
Wait a minute, Joe. I'm going to call some nonsense here.
What?
It was my birthday 2 weeks ago. Where's my super chats, mother effers?
They don't like you.
Where is my super chat?
They don't like you, Mike.
I demand super chats.
You know they're gonna do and give you nothing.
Like nothing. We're just here for the show. We're here to.
Well, you know what? It's probably because you're always bragging about the 1099s. They're like, you don't need no freaking money. But 1999, he wants to go ahead the grito. So you know what? You all paid for the grito. You're gonna hear the grito.
Let's hear.
Presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
All right, so here's the thing. They tried making fun of me on Twitter, right?
They tried.
Let's go back on it. Let's go back to my screen real fast.
Oh man!
At the end of the day, that's who I go home to.
Jeez, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I don't know, man. Bag on me all you want. At the end of the day, I go to her and I go to a bottle of Maker's Mark. I think I'm winning at life. With or without the 1099.
Speaking of winning, remember what I told you yesterday? Who was going to be doing your carpet?
Mexicans.
And who was doing your carpet?
Okay, first of all, it wasn't the same type of Mexicans that I was thinking. These Mexicans that came over all spoke English.
Oh, Mike.
They were not, they seemed to actually be pretty well-to-do. They were graduates of Holmes High School, for crying out loud. They told me that. They told my dad that. So, so I had carpeting installed in my house. Still have it being installed right now. and getting ready for a sale and all that stuff. And long story short, you were like, you got to go manage the Mexicans, what you said. I didn't say that. You all said Michael's got to go manage the Mexicans. But it wasn't like the whole thing of, do you speak Spanish, sir? Speak Spanish? No.
You're a no sabo kid.
I'm a no sabo kid. But they didn't need to. They spoke English just like me and you. They're just putting it together.
They're just one of us. Or one of you.
One of us. One of us.
God. Look at that. We got $1.99 super chat coming in for you, Mike. By Sith. Thank you, Elias. He goes, happy belated birthday, Mike. Now, STFU.
Hey.
Laughing emoji.
Hey, I'm going to buy a bean and cheese taco with that this morning.
I don't even know
dude.
if you can, dude.
Price
Has gone up
It'll
now.
cover the taco. There's no egg in it, man. So it's all good. So can we throw Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 under the bus? Should we do it?
No, I say absolutely
let's
not.
ask the chat line this,
Absolutely
because
not.
our private conversations private, because sometimes I have a private conversation with Jeff, sometimes with Pledger, and it makes its way onto their platforms. So I was making fun of the fact that people get mad at me about certain things. I called Jeff Garcia from Locked On. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I guess not. But
look at Leja sent you a super chat.
Nice. 99 cents. I like it. I'll take it. I'll take it. And by the way, all the super chats coming out towards me will go to Joe. Okay, because it's Joe's 50th, my 48th. 48's not a big number, right? It's not the big 5-0.
What Sam Salinas put, Mike, when I have Mexicans do work on my house, I prefer English speaking Mexicans. Is he lying? Is he lying?
It makes life easier.
Oh, Mike.
It makes life a little bit easier.
Come on, man.
So let's talk about these things. If I have a conversation with Pledger, if I have a conversation with Jeff Garcia, Carolina Teague,
me,
you, are you telling me that it has to like stay there? I can't bring it onto the platform.
It's like this. What happened to that interesting conversation we had at the Mike Taylor barbecue with all the people from the media? I'm not naming names because we had interesting conversations and it was fun.
Yeah,
having those conversations because they have to say things right when it comes to them being professionals on air, but being off air and just having a conversation. They say whatever they want, and the truth was spoken. But those are private conversations.
Okay. But what if it's just sports? Because we were going off on private stuff.
Well, yeah,
if it's sports takes, are sports takes protected by bro code?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's not like I'm talking about Chica or we're talking about this, that, and the other. It's just like sports takes. By the way, JHNSB with the super chat saying, happy birthday, Joe. Here's $4.99. Mike, if you want more money, just go make more.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
In Hollywood, this is called a callback. It's referring to past conversations. Damn it, are you telling me I can't throw Jeff Garcia under the bus? Because he didn't say something bad. What I did was I took parts of the conversation we had, put it together, and made a grand generalization of it all. And he did not like what I had to say. So here's a basis of it, Joe. First of all, I love Stephon Castle. That's my son. He is my favorite Spur. I love Stephon Castle more than Wemby. I love him more than De'Aaron Fox and anybody else in silver and black. He is my favorite player. He's going to be a star. Okay? Everybody knows it. He's going to be a star, and if he can get his shooting percentages higher, he's going to be a superstar. It's going to happen. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. There's no race anymore. There's no Rookie of the Year race. The second he played his 65th game and qualified, he won. But I wanted to compare him to other Rookie of the Years.
Look who joined the chat. Right on cue.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this, man. Okay,
himself.
so I mentioned the fact that he has the 6th worst shooting percentage of any Rookie of the Year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is go, and I'm doing, you can see my screen right now, right? NBA Rookie of the Year, basketball reference, right? You click on that, and here is every single Rookie of the Year since the beginning of time, right? going all the way back to the 1940s, and I don't care about the 1940s, right? But I go over here and I click on shooting percentage. The highest shooting percentage of a rookie of the year was Buck Williams in 1982. But Buck Williams is a forward, right? Shaq is the second highest, but Shaq is a center. Third is Chris Webber. Fourth is Tim Duncan. So the guys down low get higher shooting percentages because they're 2 feet from the bucket, right? If you are a shooter, you are going to have a lower percentage, right? But I go further down, and I go, okay, if he's shooting 42.7, where does that rank him? Well, that ranks him right here. And you might think to yourself, okay, well, these are all these other rookie of the years from here below have a lower shooting percentage. But this is from the year 1952, 48, 56, 58, 49, 52, 53, 57. Who cares about those rookies of the year? That was a peach basket, right? Have you ever heard of Mel Hutchins, rookie of the year back in 1952?
Mike, it's part of NBA history.
No one cares. There weren't even black players back then. No one cares. There was like 8 teams. Mike. No one cares. But I found it funny that 42.7 is this line right here. And from there below, here are the rookie of the years that have had a shooting percentage equal or lower than 42.7, which is what our dude Stephon Castle's doing. Yeah. Paolo Banchero had a 42.7%. He won Rookie of the Year in 2023. Nothing wrong with that. Paolo Banchero's an all-star. Luka Doncic, 42.7 also. He won Rookie of the Year in 2019. Damon Stoudemire, 1996, 42.6%. LeBron James, who wants to crown himself the GOAT, guess what? 41.7. Stephon Castle has a higher shooting percentage as a rookie than LeBron James did.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, 41.6. Michael Carter Williams, 40.5. And then the worst one of the modern era was Jason Kidd, who shot 38.5% when he was Rookie of the Year back in 1995. He was tied for Rookie of the Year. I found this to be an interesting stat because it's one of those things where, you would look at those players and think, oh, he's got to be, above the player. If there's only 5 or 6 or 7 players below him,
yeah,
they've got to be scrubs, right?
Yeah.
Those are all really good company to be around. It just shows you that sometimes it takes a while to rev the engines. But me pointing out that he's 44th out of 50 or 6th worst when it comes to the last 50 years of shooting percentage makes me a hater. No, it doesn't. It just makes me somebody who looked at stats and was like, oh, that's interesting, right? Now, if he ends the year at 43.2, which is very possible, end the season off with a pretty decent start, he'll jump over Dame Lillard, Chris Paul, and Kevin Durant. It's good company to be around where he's at, is all I'm saying, right? So people were calling me a hater. And I said, if you want me to be a hater, here's this tab right here. Points per game. Stephon Castle averages 14.2 points per game, which would be the 5th lowest of the last 50 years.
Yeah.
The only ones who had fewer than 14.2 points were Mark Jackson, Amari Stoudemire, Mike Miller, Jason Kidd, Malcolm Brogdon. So that's the 6th lowest.
Okay.
6th lowest shooting percentage, 6th lowest points per game of the last 50 years. So I asked the question, let's go back in time. Would Stephon Castle have won Rookie of the Year last year? Would he have beaten Wemby? Would he have beaten Wemby? No. Would he have beaten Chet? No. So last year, Stephon Castle would have been 3rd or 4th in Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So went back in time to the last 25 years, and this is the conversation that Jeff and I had. And I was asking the question, hey, would he have beaten any of these guys? Chris Webber? Would he have beaten Allen Iverson? Would he have beaten, all LaMelo Ball? Would he have beaten Chris Paul? Would he have beaten? And the answer is no. So I'll jump on the grenade. It was a weak draft class. It's not to say anything bad about Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle is going to be a star. I get it. But it's also safe to say that of all the Rookie of the Years the last 25 years, he's only better than 3 or 4 of them.
Man, Seth is over here instigating hard, dude. He's wanting you to cook Kefe right now. And look at that.
Yeah, Jeff saying instigate already. I'll say it. I'll say it, Jeff. I'll say it out loud.
Say what you
out of the last 25 years, he's only better than 4 rookies of the year. Of last 25 years.
No.
20. He would not have been rookie of the year 21 of the last 25 years.
And we got an incoming.
But that's not to say that I'm not proud of Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
That's not to say that he's not deserving of this year, because he is deserving of this year. That's not to say that he's not a future All-Star, because I believe that he will be.
You got $1 super chat incoming from Bear County Social Apparel. Thank you for that, by the way.
I appreciate that. And I do appreciate the me and Chico with the blue chew.
Look at what he said for Mike's bitchy. And look, we got a $19.99 super chat.
Dude, that puts you over $100 for the day, Joe.
From Sean Quintero. Sean, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who supported us and is giving us these super chats in today's show. Really, we do appreciate every single one of you guys. And he's saying, happy birthday, Joe. And I'm going to probably see Sean later on today, because I'm going to go eat dinner with the family at P.F. Chang's.
P.F. Chang's. Nice. Nice. He'll take care of you. He's great, man. He's great. But Joe, looking at this is not to be bagging on Stephon Castle. I'll fall on that sword. He's my favorite player on this team. I'm a Spurs fan. I just know in context of history, it is what it is.
And look at Mike. That's not cooking. That's boiling. I instigated for that.
Nice.
Oh, God.
JHNSB says, Michael's actually right, though, I have to admit. So let's go through some of these names. Was he better than Wemby when Wemby won Rookie of the Year? No. Paolo Banchero? No. Scotty Barnes? No. LaMelo Ball? No. John Morant? No. Luka Doncic? No. Man, even Ben Simmons averaged 16 and 8. Malcolm Brogdon? Yes. He was better than Malcolm Brogdon. Karl Anthony Towns? He averaged 18 and 11 as a rookie, so I'm going to say no. Andrew Wiggins? Maybe. Michael Carter Anderson? Maybe. Michael Carter Williams, rather. Dame Lillard? No. Kyrie Irving? No. Blake Griffin? No. Tyreek Evans? No. Derrick Rose? No. Kevin Durant? No. Brandon Roy? No. Chris Paul? No. LeBron James? Amari Stoudemire? Paul Gasol? Elton Brand? Steve Francis? Vince Carter? Allen Iverson? Tim Duncan? These are all rookies of the year. Does Stephon Castle deserve to be rookie of the year this year? Yes. He should win it unanimously. There's not any other player, especially after De'Aaron Fox went out. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. When De'Aaron Fox was still playing and Castle was coming off the bench, I was fearful that Alex Sarr and Zachary Sarche would catch up to him.
Yeah.
But the second De'Aaron Fox, called it a season, go get surgery on his left hand, that gave the award to Castle. Like it was like, okay, it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
But even with all that said, you're not going to be happy that Stephon Castle should be named Rookie of the Year?
What's that again?
So you're not going to be happy that he's going to be named Rookie
of the Year? Be very happy. It's great.
I mean, who cares where he ranks or who cares about all that? At the end of the day, he's going to be your NBA Rookie of the Year by all intents and purposes. As a Spurs fan, couldn't be more thrilled that that's going to happen. We finally get back-to-back Rookie of the Years. We had Wemby. Now we're going to have Castle. We have 2 very good players. Spurs' future with these players looks bright. We just need to go ahead and shore up some of the supporting cast.
Why am I more excited about Castle's future than Wemby's?
Maybe because
if we can go Castle's 2 boxes, by the way.
Probably because Castle, I think, is a more polarizing player as far as his more exciting as far as his athleticism, what he's able to do out there on the court, passing ability. He's just a more, let's say, sexy player when it comes to it. Wemby is great and all, seeing him what he can do. 7'3", 7'4", his handles, his basketball IQ, and playing defense and doing all these things for a big man. I mean, that's great to see. But I think when you're comparing the two as far as their games, they're very different as far as the dynamic. It's just Castle's the more exciting player.
Is it because of expectations?
Maybe because we had none with Castle.
Before the season started, I remember this conversation you and I had on the show. We said 12 points per game is what Castle would get, that we'd be happy with that. He's at 14.2. He'll probably end the season at 14.5, right? So he exceeded expectations. I think many of us are concerned that Wemby has not exceeded expectations. Wemby's a great player, and before the vein thrombosis and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and they had to shelve him. He was having a good season. He was having a very good season, but it wasn't the kind of season, Joe. And I know he's the blocks leader this year.
Yeah.
By numbers, even though he only played like a handful of games, like 50, 47 some odd games. Wemby's had that 50-point game. We were there. 50-point game. He's had his moments. But I don't think Wemby's exceeded expectations. He's met them in many ways, but I don't think he's exceeded them because the expectation was what? He is the greatest generational player in team sports history is what he was called.
But he's only in his second year. He's had some injuries right here in the second season. I think we need to see more of a sample size of Wemby. I think really what's going to happen in year 3 and 4, I think we can see a Wemby with Fox and with Castle out on the court. Wemby can be in the talks for MVP, can be in the talks for, no doubt, Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be in the conversations of one of the best players in the NBA.
And I'm not saying that Wemby's not a top 25 player.
Yeah.
If I was to put it right now, Wemby's probably 15 to 20, 12 to 20, right? He's a very good player.
And we also have an incoming super chat, $9.99. Thank you so much, Black Bucket. Appreciate you, man. He says, "Happy birthday, Joe. It only
That's
gets
amazing.
better after 50. It's a blessing." Thank you for the kind words, man. I appreciate it.
Who says Sam Salinas says took the words right out of my mouth? Says that's exactly why Wemby has underachieved where Castle overachieved. It was hype. There was a lot of hype around Wemby, and don't get me wrong, he's gonna be a top 10 player in the NBA, maybe as soon as next season. But we talked about this, Joe, when I asked the question, what if he's just Giannis? Giannis is a very, very good player, MVP. Would Spurs fans be happy with a Giannis? Someone who's as accomplished as him? And Spurs fans push back on me. They're like, well, he's a generational player. Just wait a few years. He'll cook and all that stuff. We'll get the pieces around him. He's on the verge of having his third head coach in 3 years. But Stephon Castle came in. The expectation was what? Play 20 minutes per game, average 11 to 12 points per game. He's at 14.2. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. And he has shown that defensively, he's legit. And he has also shown that he has no rookie wall. He's comfortable out there. Dude, there were some moves that he did yesterday, just 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. You just look at what he's doing, and Castle just looks comfortable out there. Like the game is slow to him.
Look at what Big Sean PD says. He says, "Mike, just like myself, you're as high on Wemby as most because he doesn't utilize the fundamentals of being a big."
Yeah. I was mistaken. 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Yeah. So what Big Sean PD says there, because he doesn't utilize his size. He's 7'3". That's the greatest advantage that he has. And he's not using it. That's the frustrating part about Wemby, is that Wemby wants to be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is 6'11", which is great. One of the tallest players on the court. When you're 7'3", you've got to use your height, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that Wemby shoots more threes, literally more 3-point attempts and 2-point attempts, shows everything that's wrong about basketball.
Well, here's the problem with Wemby, too. At his size, why is it that he can't get around a little Dylan Brooks?
Exactly.
What's the problem?
Dylan Brooks bodying him up. What exactly is the problem? You are 8 inches taller than that jerkwad. You're 8 inches taller than him. Go over him. The whole thing about like the greats that were bigs, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used the skyhook, right? The most unblockable shot. There's been 2 unblockable shots in all of sports in the NBA. Kareem's skyhook and Hakeem Olajuwon's dream shake. Unblockable. Because you're utilizing your height and the apex of your shot to go over your opponent. And it worked every day. I don't think I ever saw Hakeem Olajuwon ever get blocked on that fadeaway. I don't think I ever saw Kareem get blocked on that Cook shot. But it frustrates the living crap out of me that Wemby's going to go out there and shoot 3 after 3 after 3, and he's only a 31% shooter from 3. Okay, if he gets to the 35, 36%, guess what? I still want his ass down low. Decide who you are, man. Wemby's been a frustrating deal because he's good and he deserved to be an all-star, but Jesus, man, use your effing height.
Look at Wemby wants to play like KD so bad. That's what Leja's saying. But if this team got a legit big, it wouldn't be so bad. And that's exactly what we've been saying. This Spurs team needs a legitimate big man that's going to go and bang bodies down low because you know what? Wemby ain't it.
Yeah. So we had somebody asking the question, Sean Quintero asking the question about Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki did both. Dirk Nowitzki was a 3-point shooter. Don't get me wrong, but he didn't live on the 3-point line. Dirk Nowitzki had more to his bag than that.
Man,
more to his game than
the
that.
one-legged fadeaway that nobody
The one-legged fadeaway from 10, 15, 12 feet out. He would go post up.
That was money.
All day, every day. Dirk Nowitzki, one of the 20 best, 25 best players in the NBA history. The greatest international player of all time is Dirk Nowitzki. Some people say Olajuwon. I say Nowitzki. I'm not going to put Duncan in there because Duncan is from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Is that international if it's
That's
U.S.?
U.S. territory.
It's a U.S. territory, so I'm not going to go there. I don't know why I have so much frustration with Wemby. Maybe it's because we saw David Robinson come in and take a 21 team to a 56-win team. Maybe it's because we saw Tim Duncan turn this team around so quickly, but those guys had experience. Duncan had 4 years of college. Look, and he had 4 years of college for Robinson.
This right here is what I've been saying and screaming and yelling for a long time out of Wemby. Dirk's one-legged fadeaway is unstoppable. Wemby needs to incorporate that. Damn right he does. He's the biggest effing player on the court. If he does a fadeaway, who's going to stop him?
Exactly.
You can't stop the rain when it's about to fall, bro. I mean, come on.
Meantime, we have Castle, who, I'm sorry, seems more confident on the court than Wemby does. We have Castle, who seems to know exactly who he is. And I'm going to say something, Joe. And I'm not going to say this as an insult to Castle because it's not. There's certain variations of his game where he reminds me of Kawhi, and there's certain variations of the game where he reminds me of Kyle Anderson. The Kyle Anderson is not to be saying that he's a bad player, because Kyle Anderson is a good player, but he's like a higher level Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson was a great IQ player, but he was also a slow player. What is Stephon Castle's big move down low? Slowing down. So it's weird because Castle is like a baseball pitcher out there who can throw it 100 miles an hour, but can also throw a 75-mile-per-hour changeup that'll screw you with your head. We've seen Castle drive to the hoop and what? Dunk on your face. But we've also seen
some dog in him.
We've also seen Castle drive to the basket, stop on a dime, wait for the defense to go by, and then just kind of lay it in.
Castle don't care about nobody. He wants to go ahead and take your mama's soul if she was in front of him. He'd dunk on her too. He's got that dog in him. Wemby, not so much.
Castle driving baseline last night was so nice. Castle, again, 2 assists shy of a triple-double. It's nice, but he shot 9 of 23, Joe. If he can get that to 46%, Joe, 45%, God, man. And you might look at that and go, well, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, that's just 2 or 3%. In the NBA, 2 or 3% is a lot. It really is. It's being bet. That's like saying going from 280 as a hitter to 300. It sounds like it's just 20 points, but really there's a big difference between the two. He gets to that, Joe, all-star potential. If he's at 42.6, 42.7% as a shooter, he'll just be a good player. He'll just be a better Devin Vassell if that happens. But the fact of the matter is, Joe, I'm looking back at all these rookie campaigns that the Spurs have had. Despite the fact that Wemby's Rookie of the Year candidacy last year was impressive and better, quote unquote, than Castle's, I still see Castle's as more to build on. Is it impossible for me to look at these two players and think to myself, because I put this tweet out there a while back, people got pissed off at me when I said, what if Wemby is the Robin to Castle's Batman?
Look at this. Elias says Wemby's dog is teacup chihuahua while Castle's a pit bull. And look at Big Sean PD says Drummond was right. Wemby's soft and I hate it. Wimpy Ganas.
Mm-hmm.
Wimpy Ganas.
I don't know, man. Castle got that dog in him.
He does, man. You know what? We need more dogs on this team, man. We need people just to go out there with that attitude and just take souls, man. We don't give a damn no more.
Last 10 games for Stephon Castle. In 29 minutes of play, 18.3 points per game, 4.8 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 1.2 steals, 43.2 from the field, 31.9 from three. What I like about what Castle's doing is he's filling out the box score all the way. He's developed, he's attacking the boards, getting 4 or 5 rebounds per game. He's passing the ball. And again, he's out there prior to all this with De'Aaron Fox and CP3. So he's not the primary ball handler until most recently. He's getting those numbers up. I like it, Joe. I like
it too, man.
I also like that Diamond Heart Concrete from MCS General Contracting. Let's give some love to Chris Leha and the boys.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That Diamond Hard Concrete by MCS General Contracting. They do a fantastic job. They power the chat that we have here on our YouTube stream. You can give them a call at 774-9155. That is 774-9155. Concrete placement needs. It's a big deal, man. They do residential. They do business. They do government. They did some work over at Randolph Air Force Base recently. They do an amazing job. They did a job at my house last year. Fantastic. Going to help with the resale of my house.
Yeah.
They extended the concrete patio. They built a sidewalk. And every time it rains, Joe, like it is right now, the rainwater goes away from my slab. They're helping the house out, baby. 210-774-9155.
And they just increased the value of your home, too, by doing that.
They did. So last night, the Lakers were up by 5 points with 12 seconds to go.
A lot.
And we're going to show you real fast on my screen.
Oh, I have the video, too.
The breakdown, the last 49 seconds of the game. Okay?
Yeah.
The breakdown of the game, because the Lakers are up by 5. Bulls make a 3-pointer, right? Then you're going to see, courtesy of the NBA and CNSN, LeBron James with the laziest pass of all time, which led to the Bulls taking the lead. Then the Lakers take the lead, and then Josh Giddey with a walk-off. Let's take a look.
2-point game, 9.8.
Lazy ass pass. What was that?
Doncic took the final shot before that.
Did they give it to Luka? Did they give it to LeBron? No. Austin Reeves. No timeouts.
Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddey for the win. Go!
Damn. 47 feet.
I cannot believe this. Elizabeth, I'm coming back.
Dude, for 47 feet out, man, courtesy of FanDuel.
What a great win for the Bulls, but everybody's acting like they
Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Well, the Bulls, who struggled most of the year, have won 4 in a row in 8 of the last 10. They are now in line to be into the play-in tournament. And on top of it all, they're catching up to Atlanta. That dude right there, who had a first-row seat, are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to run up the sideline?
I guess he is.
But what I liked about it from 47 feet out, Josh Giddey, what I liked about it was his reaction. I would have been jumping up and down for about 5 or 6 seconds. He just held the pose like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it. No celebration until his teammates arrived. Josh Giddey renewing his career there in Chicago.
No, he's always going to be known as the diddler, man. I remember what you did, Josh Giddey. Let's not act like we don't know. We don't know.
He liked the young girls.
Yeah, he's the diddler.
But LeBron James, look at that pass, dude. Look at this lame ass pass. You're the GOAT, right? The GOATs don't do this. You know, Giddey's that one type of player that is just so. I had a conversation with Chris Leha earlier today, so I'm not gonna throw him under the bus because I'm not gonna throw him under the bus under. But we're talking about like players like Cooper Flagg, and I was saying there's some people who just fill the stat line. It doesn't matter what they're doing, Joe. If we go 2 bucks real quick,
yeah.
There's some players who know when it's time to score. There's others who fill the stat lines, just do what they got to do.
Yeah.
And Josh Giddey will sometimes score 8 points, but get 12 or 13 assists. Sometimes he'll score 25 points and get just 3 assists, or he'll get a bunch of boards. The guy just does something. Just do something that's winning basketball. And I hate the fact that people say, man, Jeremy Sohan does a bunch of winning basketball plays. No, he doesn't. Josh Giddey does winning basketball plays. And I like the fact that he's resurrected his career there in Chicago. That's amazing. So we talk about Cooper Flagg. Duke beat Arizona last night. That was a great game, man. I don't know if you saw any of that game last night.
Saw a little bit of it. I was so busy at work last night. It was crazy.
Cooper Flagg with 30 points last night, including a 3-pointer at the buzzer to end the first half. He also had 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks. Duke beat Arizona 193 to advance to the Elite Eight. What I found interesting about it, though, Joe, Cooper Flagg earlier this year, I was not impressed by.
Really?
You know, when he's a rookie, a freshman player. When I saw him play in November and December, he didn't stand out on the basketball court. And I know he's a 5-star recruit. I know he's the consensus #1 overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft this coming June. But when the season started, Joe, even though he would put up numbers of 15, 16 points per game, he didn't stand out. But over the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, he has asserted himself into these games where he is taking control of things, and he has a bunch of good players on his team.
Yeah.
There are going to be 3 players from Duke drafted in the top 10 this year, more than likely. But my goodness, Cooper Flagg yesterday was amazing, and that whole thing that happened at the last minute of the quarter of the first half, when you saw Arizona shoot a 3-pointer with 7 seconds to go in the half, and it gave Duke the chance to get one more possession, and Cooper Flagg nails that 3 from the top of the arc, was impressive.
Pedro Pistolas is saying Spurs don't need Flagg. They don't need another guy who demands the ball.
Yes, they do. You need the best players possible. You don't need role players. You need stars. Stars win games, Joe. And guess who Cooper Flagg is going to be? Guess what he's going to be?
No.
He's going to be a star. Cooper Flagg is good, dude.
You know what I was saying last night? It was funny because I was in the chat, one of the chats that we're part of with some of the other guys here. And we're talking about the Spurs. And they're like coming out saying, oh, man, this team's going to be really good next season. I said, how? They got the same roster. I said, they have Devin Vassell, who's not him. Keldon Johnson, who's mid. You know? They just don't have the guys.
Devin Vassell broke a record yesterday, a Spurs team record that I had never heard of before. Most 3-pointers made in an individual month.
Yeah. Oh, and I said so.
He's at like 50 for the month. So you got to give Vassell some flowers when it comes to that.
He's finishing the season strong. Why?
Because he's the man right now.
Because they ain't got nobody else.
Exactly. When he's out there as the 1 or 2 player on the team, he puts up a lot of stats.
He's going to get his touches. He's going to get the ball, you know. But the thing is, you have Devin Vassell, who's inconsistent, Keldon Johnson, who's almost mid, and then you have Jeremy Sohan, who can't shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to run it back next season and hope for the best. They're going to get absolutely embarrassed if they even make the play-in. They're going to get exposed because they got no defense to speak of. They can't shoot the 3. they're not consistent. They have a lot of gaping holes they need to address. And that's all I'm saying. It's like, hey, it'd be great if they make the play, and I'd be excited too. But at the end of the day, it's expectations, and you know what's going to happen.
We got to see what Brian Wright does. Does he trade for a player? Does he bring somebody in? Does he get a good big in here?
Need some people that can shoot a three.
Do you get that in the draft, or do you get that in free agency?
No, just say goodbye to some of the scrubs, man, and go and get somebody.
You can't. You got to trade them if you say goodbye to them.
Yeah, gone.
You got to trade them, but you got to have a willing partner. You can't dance by yourself. Duke beat Arizona 193. Florida beat Maryland 87-71. Bama, which chunked up a ton of three-pointers, beat BYU 113-88. To score 113 points, Joe, in a 40-minute game is pretty impressive. Here's the takeaway. BYU, they shot 6 of 30 from 3, right? 6 of 30 from 3. That's 20%. Bama shot 25 of 51 from 3. When you make 19 more three-point attempts, Joe, you're going to win the game. You're going to win the game.
BYU stunk it up, bro.
And then one of the most exciting games of the tournament, Texas Tech rallies to beat Arkansas 85-83, down double digits.
Shout out to Chris Leja, our good friend Wesley Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brick Boppy, Brandon Medina. Guns up, wreck them.
Yeah. Leia asking the question, what happens if Flags wants to go back to Duke? He can't. Flag has already entered the draft. He's already entered the draft. You can't say, oh, the Wizards won the lottery. No, there's a deadline to enter the draft. But Tech coming back against Arkansas. Dude, Calipari was 1 minute away from being the first coach to take 4 different schools to the Elite Eight.
So what does that say? The money can't buy you everything, Mike?
Dude, it almost did, man.
Almost. But you don't get a participation ribbon.
Right.
You get bounced. You're out. You're out of the tourney. Texas Tech moving on.
Right. So I take this back. I'm looking at the deadline to enter the draft. Technically, you have until April 27th. So if Cooper Flagg wants to go back to college, he could go back to college, but why would he? Secondly, the lottery is after that deadline, so you're not going to be able to know what the team order is going to be before you declare it out. You have to declare for the draft and then find out who's going to be the teams picking that 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, Leja was saying that Google search says he has 10 days before the draft to withdraw unless Google is wrong.
That's happened in football. So it says here, the draft process, entry date to enter is April 27. The combine is May 13th through the 19th. You can withdraw by June 16th. When is the lottery though? Oh, lottery's in May. I was wrong. Leah, you proved me wrong. But the thing is that why would he? If you're the number 1 overall pick and you know you can be the number 1 overall pick, why would you risk it? Is NIL money that good? Probably, but for the long term of your career, if you're going to the number 1 overall pick, Joe, you're going to go into the draft. Turner not saying, when did Flagg enter the draft? I thought he wanted to stay another year. That's what they always say, Joe. Well, it's good PR, right? Are you going to leave us? Nah, man, I love my time here in Durham. I love my time in Duke.
Leja put up the
I'm looking at it right now.
tweet. I retweeted it.
But he's not going to get out, Joe. When was the last time you saw that, Joe? The number 1 overall pick in the draft say, I'm going to go back to college. What, David Robinson back in 88, 87?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. You want to go play for the bum ass? It doesn't matter. It's an NBA team. It's an NBA team. But March Madness continues tonight. Let's go over some of the games.
It does continue tonight. You had some other games that were happening that were pretty interesting.
Yeah, so let's take a look at tonight's tip-off. So things get going at 6:09 p.m. You got Ole Miss taking on Michigan State. All Michigan State does is advance to the Elite Eight every time, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, Izzo and the gang. Kentucky and Tennessee, that's a big game going on. That's going to be a 6:39 tip-off on TBS. Michigan against Auburn Auburn, the number 1 overall team. That's an 8:39 tip-off, and then Purdue versus Houston. Let's see if Houston can survive that game.
That one's on my radar.
Houston favored by 8.5 points, but man, that Purdue team just hangs around. It's like the movie Rounders, just hanging around, then hope that something happens the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Our good friend Timothy Gonzalez here, big Duke fan. Duke is going to be going up against number 2 Alabama tomorrow at 7:49.
Mm-hmm.
Should he be scared of Alabama? Being a Duke fan.
Yes.
It might end for Duke tomorrow night.
Well, Duke is the better overall team, but Bama can shoot, man. Bama knocked down 25 3-pointers last night. 25. I mean, if you're a hot team, you're a hot team. This isn't a best of 7 series.
Yeah, just one.
If it was a best of 7 series, Duke's going to win more often than not. It's a 1-game series. Alex Noriega with a super chat, Joe.
Thanks, Alex. Look at that.
$10 saying, I hope you have a great day. Enjoy your evening at PF Chang's.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate you, man. Thanks to you and Sean for inviting me out yesterday. Unfortunately, I was working late, man. I couldn't make it. I would have loved to have been there to watch the Texas Tech game. It was a hell of a game.
Let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, home of your daily Spurs content.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Got to throw him under the bus at some point, Joe. Do we throw him under the bus?
You want to throw him under the bus? Why do you say we? You're the one that had the conversation with them.
I know, but you're over here telling me that, oh, no, all conversations have to be
They're private.
confidential.
That's just
and
my
private.
opinion, but it's not. I can't tell you what to do. You're a grown-ass man. If you want to throw him under the bus, that's up to you. But there will be repercussions for it. I can almost promise you that.
He has an article, if you want to show my screen, Jeff Garcia on Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. This is at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. De'Aaron Fox and his family enjoyed the dinner on the Riverwalk. And Sean Elliott and George Gervin set to judge the 2025 Kings Hawaiian Slam Dunk Championship. He also has some post-game interviews with the Spurs after they lost to the Cavaliers 124-116. Wait, what's going on here?
Spurs fan better get used to the losing.
Listen,
Sorry, I'm tired of Stephen A. Smith. We're done with Stephen A. for the day.
Yeah, I'm done with him, dude. I don't want to see his big old bald head no more.
So let's talk about some pop culture, Joe. Apparently, Yolanda Saldivar is going to stay in jail. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised. You know what? They probably they had her up there. She's in line, right?
Yeah.
Judges, whatever, the people that make the decisions, right? She comes before the parole board, and they're like, all right, we'll hear you out. All right, we'll hear you out. Yolanda came out. She probably said 1 or 2 words, and they said, all right, I heard enough. Next.
Mm-hmm.
Get this charlatan out of my sight. She's going to be in there a long time, bro. She ain't going to sniff the light of day.
So Yolanda Saldivar has been in prison since the 1990s, mid-1990s, after she killed Selena Quintanilla. Selena was just 23 years old.
She's been in prison. Good.
And she hasn't been remorseful. That's the whole point of asking for parole. You need to show remorse. You need to show that you're not a danger to society. You need to show that you can be trusted with freedom yet again. She keeps going on interviews saying that, oh, Selena brought this upon herself. It was an accident. Selena had something to do with it. It was self-defense, whatever she has BS'd throughout all the past 3 decades. And that's why she's not getting out, because she's stupid. She is not taking accountability. She's not taking responsibility for what she did. And because of that, they're not going to let her out. She's got 5 years to think about it some more. And maybe, just maybe, she doesn't want to get out, Joe. Maybe, just maybe, she realizes she's going to get popped the second that she walks out that prison gate by somebody. Somebody's going to be that martyr. AB Quintanilla, who is Selena Quintanilla's brother,
That guy's a dumbass.
says, quote, I just received the news that the person that took my beautiful sister Selena's life will not be released. I believe she should spend the rest of her life in prison. As for her family who wish to remain anonymous, spreading false stories in the news, you have proven to the world you are a family of cowards. Thank you for all who have shown love and support and agree that trash belongs in the trash can. Don't mess with Texas. Selena's former husband, her
Chris
widow,
Bettis.
Chris Bettis, also released a statement saying that she's very happy that Yolanda Saldivar is going to stay locked up.
Yeah, as she should.
Mm-hmm.
As she should. She's not remorseful for her own actions. Nobody forces you to do these things. You do this, you partook in this whole escapade under your own fruition, under your own free will, because you felt a certain way.
She stole.
She felt a certain way. They came at her, they confronted her. In hindsight, should she have done this by herself? Probably not. But she thought, hey, I can go there and talk to somebody, confront them, handle it as adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Yolanda just went off the handle, man.
Yeah, that's why you do things in public, man, not someone's hotel room. You know, that old Days Inn, which has been changed into another hotel. There are people who are morbid who want to stay in that room.
God, why?
It's just kind of crazy. I had a conversation with Chica about Selena Quintanilla the other day. I ruffled some feathers when I basically posed the question whether or not Selena was going to be a superstar in the English world. And everybody, that's what the movie says, right? Everybody says that that's what was going to happen. And I was like, I mean, she was all right. You know, she was an excellent singer in Spanish. She had a bunch of Latin Grammys and a bunch of Grammy Awards as well. The Hano Music Awards, all that stuff, right? She was a star in Spanish speaking, right?
Yeah.
But it's a niche. It's the Hano is popular in Texas, parts of California, and that's it. So I've always questioned whether or not she was going to be a star in English.
Locked on Spurs.
Dude.
Slippery finger today. It's my birthday.
So
Shut it, Mike.
So I've always questioned whether or not Selena was going to be a star.
Yeah.
And that movie that was done in the 90s with Jennifer Lopez was done by the family, right? It wasn't a critical view of who she was. It was done by the family, under the family's watchful eye. So the reason why I brought up this whole conversation with Chica was because we listen to music, and my Chica listens to 90s R&B almost exclusively, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 90s R&B, country music, and Christian music. That's like the three things that she listens to. But 80% of what she does is 90s R&B.
Yeah.
We're listening to Aaliyah. And, Aaliyah famously passed away. She had a bunch of hits. Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Incredible album.
Yeah.
String of hits in English, R&B, pop. And she died in a plane crash off the coast of the Bahamas because it was overweighted. They had too many people on there, too much equipment. It's a small plane. It came crashing down. Talking about Selena versus Aaliyah. From a English-speaking standpoint, Aaliyah was a much more tremendous loss, but we didn't experience that in San Antonio because San Antonio is about Selena because it's Mexican American culture. But I mean, I could make the argument that Aaliyah's passing. Aaliyah wouldn't have just been a star. She was already an English star. The question was she going to become Whitney Houston? The question was she going to be Mariah Carey? Was she going to be a legend? And there's never been an Aaliyah movie that I know of.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really paid attention to that. I knew Aaliyah as an artist, and what she was doing. She was gaining popularity, but she was also under the watchful eye of R. Kelly.
Yeah, and Jay-Z. Let's scroll up to some of these posts here. Sam Selena says Disney couldn't have made a more one-sided movie, one-sided fantasy about Selena than what the family made. Tony saying disconnect Jimenez now. I don't know, man. That doesn't make me a hater, Joe. It just makes me a realist. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of people, don't want to take a look at things from an analytical perspective, Joe. They believe their feelings are facts, and that's not the case. Not always the time.
I think Selena was on her way to make waves and possibly be the next it girl, pop star. Unfortunately, because of her untimely death, that did not occur. But
She didn't
her
have the
music,
chops, dude. She didn't have the chops.
her music lives on in
She didn't have the
infamy. She had
chops.
the look. She had a good voice, a decent voice, and
She
nowadays
had the look of San Antonio. She didn't have the
it
look of
didn't matter,
Chicago.
Mike. She had a nice look. She had her own unique style. She was a unique individual. I think that would have went ahead and went far in the pop music scene. She would have been able to be in movies. She would have been singing. She would have been dancing. She would have been the whole package, dude.
It's more likely she would have been nothing, Joe.
No, Mike, stop
it's
it.
more likely she would have gotten lost in the
No.
mix, Joe.
You're capping hard today, man.
I'm not, Joe. At that point, there were not a lot of Latino singers out there, dude.
So you don't want one of your own to
I didn't say I
thrive?
didn't want to have one of my own. That's not the question. The
I would
question
be
was
like,
whether
I
or not
would want her
whether or
to.
not she would have.
I would think she would.
Dude, she didn't have the writers behind her yet. She didn't have the right producers yet. You think A.B. Quintanilla was going to produce an
No.
English
She
sounding
she would have
an
been
English?
with the right people because of
She didn't
you
have
get picked up by a
Babyface on her
label.
side. She didn't have
Doesn't
L.A.
matter.
Reid. She didn't have any
We
of those
don't know
people.
what she would have had. She was barely starting to break in through the English music scene. Somebody would have seen that talent in her, and she would have been signed by a big label, and then that big label would have propelled her to stardom. I have no doubt in my mind. They've been able to do that with lesser talent than Selena. Selena is the reina.
She's the reina because she's dead.
No, she would have been the reina regardless. If she was still alive,
She was not going
she
to be
would
an
have still
English
been
superstar.
singing.
She wasn't. She might have had a couple of hits.
She
I'm
probably-
not saying that she wouldn't have had.
she would have been
a couple
J-Lo
of hits.
status. J-Lo status. No doubt.
J-Lo needed to have the legend to become the legend. Selena didn't have a legend. Who's she going to follow up with? Gloria Estefan? Maybe she would have been Gloria Estefan. Remember how I say Wemby would have been, maybe Wemby is just Giannis? Maybe Selena was just simply Gloria Estefan.
Oh, no. Mike.
Oh my God. What, you don't want to hear that?
No, I'm just
Come on,
telling you.
do the La Conga, all that song, the rhythm's going to get you. I mean, she had some hits, right? Maybe she was going to be just that. Do you know who had a lot of hits, Joe? Show my screen. Opening day, baseball. It's courtesy of TMZ.
Oh, hold on. We're messing up here. I don't know what the hell happened. Hold on. I lost us for a second, Mike.
Oh my goodness. Slippery
All right,
finger
there we
again.
go.
There you go.
There we go.
Show my screen right fast. Ice Cube at opening day. It's impressive this guy's still alive, man. After all the gangster rap of the mid 90s. But Ice Cube in front of Tom Hanks and about 60,000 fans there at Chavez Ravine in
Look at
Los
how-
Angeles for the champions, the LA Dodgers.
Hey,
That's a nice car, baby.
look at Mexican Junior brings up a good point. Is Selena the Kurt Cobain of pop music?
No, because Kurt Cobain was already a star.
And Selena wasn't?
Not in English speaking world. No.
I do like that vehicle that he has there.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
There is the championship trophy. Poor grounds crew, right? I mean, the grounds crew had already gotten the thing all pristine, and he just drives right over it. What a jerk!
They're probably like, get this damn thing out of here, dude.
I like talking music, man. Mario Cavasso saying Mike was in the Hulu Yolanda documentary as being her cousin. Thank you so much. Thank you for saying cousin and not her lover, which is what everyone else is saying.
Jeez.
You guys suck, dude. You guys suck.
Did they have you and her kissing?
Why
That one AI?
Why is critical? Oh, I forgot about that. Why do people hate critical thinking?
I don't know.
People want to get in their feels and because you hear the legend, Joe.
Yeah.
You hear the legend and you think that's reality. You think that movie Selena was true.
No.
That whole scene of her, causing a ruckus at Ingram Park Mall, right? And they're chasing after her, or her trying to buy the dress and then being told not to because I bet you none of that shit happened. Bet you none of it did. It's a freaking movie, man. To be big in music, you need to have the producers, and there aren't going to be these A.B. Quintanilla type producers in Corpus Christi writing hits when the music in all of English speaking world comes from LA, New York, Detroit, and Atlanta, and in some cases, Houston. That's where the music comes from. They were going to break through. We were going to have hit records being built in the 361 in Corpus Christi, in Nueces County.
She probably would have made those hits and moved to LA, dude. She would have been.
You said she would have left us all.
No, it wouldn't have left us all. She would have still retained who she is. I'm just saying, if a label's going to go ahead and get behind you, what do most people do? You want to live near your employer,
Yeah.
right? You're going to live near the opportunities, and that would have been over in LA for her. I have no doubt she would have had her own makeup, her own fragrances, all this stuff.
But
while
what
she was still alive.
Dude, Hillary Duff has that. Would people have
Yeah.
bought it?
They would have bought it.
No, because she was Latina in the early
Oh,
90s,
my,
dude.
That's a bad.
Dude,
I think this is your bad take,
it's not a bad take because
Bad
it
take.
wasn't until the late 90s when you had Ricky Martin come out. Latin music became popular.
She would have
with,
been forward
with
thinking. She would
with
have been ahead of the
Shakira.
curve.
Dude, chances are she would have been Gloria Estefan. She was closer to Gloria Estefan
Mike.
than she was Pitbull.
Oh, Mike. I'm not going to be able to save you today, bro. Jeff's going to be out there saying, let him cook. Let him cook. You were supposed to cook, Jeff. And
I'm not saying that it was impossible for her to be a hit, to get a hit. Okay. What I'm saying is this whole thing that she was going to be like Beyonce, or she was going to be, I don't know, Lady Gaga with fragrances and selling millions of records and all these English Grammys. Dude, she was more than likely to have been Cassie or Sierra or Kesha. She was more likely to be that than to be like Beyonce. Get out of here, man. That doesn't make me a hater. It makes me a realist.
No, it makes you a hater, man. What does Chica say? Chica doesn't like Selena?
Yeah, she didn't care. She's
She didn't
fine.
care.
She's fine with it. She doesn't hate it. I mean, I've never been in the car where she's been playing Selena's music. It's never happened.
Oh, look at that. It's a good comment. Good
Are you saying
comment.
that Selena was incapable of evolving? I'm saying that she was incapable of having the people behind her that needed it, because you know why? I'm gonna tell you the one thing that was gonna prevent her from being a star.
Come on. I already know what you're going to say. Come on.
Her dad. Her dad would have been the biggest hurdle. What did you think I was gonna say, Joe?
She was poor.
No, it was her dad. Her dad would have prevented her from being a star. Facts. Also, do you know what it is? Loyalty to her band.
Los Dinos.
Because in order for her to be an English star, she needed to have good musicians.
Oh, Mike.
They are good for Tejano, but they're not good for pop.
You going to call out Chris Pettis too? Come on, Mike. You just saw him over there at the...
At Sandra's Mexican restaurant.
Come on, Mike. He's not a good musician?
He's a good musician.
You're
You know what? I'm maybe not calling out him. He was a rock musician, right? Maybe I'm calling out his sister. Her sister played drums.
Oh, Mike.
Maybe I'm calling out AB. You know what? Both ABs would have been detrimental towards her career.
Jeez, man. You're getting hate on you today, bro. Damn.
Oh, I feast off of it, dude. I feast off of it like Blue Chew.
Oh my God. You're gonna get cooked today. I know Jeff is just there salivating, just waiting for the show to finish. He's probably cooking you now. He's gonna
Did Jimenez just say?
Did I just hear what Jimenez just said? He's bad mouthing La Reina. You heard it. No lies detected. You saw him cook himself today. I bet you anything this is gonna be on the current. This is gonna be on the current. Jeff's gonna be on calling the old boy over there at the current.
Oh, he's already. Oh my God, Jeff has already quoted me on here.
Telling you, man.
You know what? Okay, so then because he's burning me, I'll go ahead and burn him.
Oh, Mike.
A lot of Stefan Castle stuff I was talking about. Let's just say he doesn't disagree. Let's just say he doesn't disagree.
God. Jeff's never gonna talk with you again.
I didn't quote him.
He's gonna talk with you again. And you're gonna be like, I love you, Jeff. And he's gonna be throwing you the middle finger, bro. Oh man, look at this Mexican Junior. Jimenez basically saying Yolanda did
Oh,
the world a
Jesus.
favor. Jeez, Mike. And Mike wonders why he doesn't get super chats on his birthday. Oh, look at that. Sid says, laugh my ass off. Snake move.
So do you know who Victoria Goodwin is? This is a story that happened a few days ago. Let's show my screen real fast. That is Victoria Goodwin. She seems nice, right?
Yeah.
Good looking girl. Her husband is Aaron Goodwin. Aaron Goodwin's a star of Ghost Adventures. Been on for like over a decade,
I
right?
remember that. Yeah, I know where this is going.
She got arrested the other day
Yeah.
for trying to hire a hitman to kill her husband.
You know, that happened while they were doing the taping of that Ghost Adventures show.
Yeah.
The cops came over there and came to call into him, and it's like, hey, come over here, bro. We got to talk with you.
Now, the thing about this, though, is that the person that she tried getting the hitman from was a guy in prison who was a convicted murderer who had a contraband phone.
Oh.
And police had the phone for months. They confiscated it from him for months. She tried to get a hit. He set it up. They're text messaging each other, allegedly. And there's all these texts between each other where she's all excited going, I can't believe it's finally happening. I can't believe it's finally happening. And when it was supposed to happen, and she paid $15,000, allegedly, for her husband, the TV star, to get capped. And while this was all supposed to go down, the phone got confiscated. Months later, he doesn't get killed. Months pass, 6 months pass. She's posting photos on Instagram of them all hanging out. And this is my Valentine's Day with my honey. We're doing putt golf. We're doing this, that, and the other. Here's Christmas. I love my man. Happy anniversary. All that stuff. Months pass. And guess what the cops finally do?
Finally arrest her.
They finally read the text messages of what was going on in that phone that was confiscated and saw that there was a hit that was being attempted.
Man, women are evil sometimes, Mike.
So she gets arrested 6 months later. Oh, do we apparently have some breaking news according to Sith?
Said that the Grizzlies fired their head coach right now.
Is this a Schefter bomb? Not a Schefter bomb. Shams?
Shania?
Yeah. Came down 3 minutes ago. It says they have parted ways with head coach Taylor Jenkins.
Why would they do that now, man? They're going to go into the playoffs? You're going to fire your coach? That's stupid.
Something is afoot. Something's missing, Joe.
Unless he got caught doing the cochinos.
Was he diddling somebody? Diddling the owner's daughter or something? Just saying, you don't get fired with a month to go in the game when you're the 5 seed in the Western Conference, especially when it's not like you're losing a lot of games. I mean,
was he doing a new
5-5 in the last 10?
Did he pull a new Udoka banging the owner's wife?
I don't think it was the owner's wife.
Oh, he was banging everybody, bro.
Okay, but I don't think it was the owner's wife.
I think it was.
It wasn't.
I think it was.
It wasn't. It was like it was a staffer, dude.
No, he was doing.
It was somebody in the staff.
He was doing something. He may getting down. He may getting down.
Taylor Jenkins, a good coach. Mitch to the Grizzlies. That's what Jesse Hayes says.
I am right now. He's good.
Well,
you know what I said yesterday? That was kind of morbid, but I thought it was funny. Have you ever seen that show Futurama?
Yeah.
So you know how they have the people's heads like Nixon?
Yeah.
I said something morbid in the chat yesterday, and I was like, that's going to be Coach Pop. They said in 2086 the Spurs are going to win. How many chips do you think the Spurs are going to win by 2086? I said none, because they're going to still wheel Coach Pop out. The talking head only. He's still coaching. He's going to be like, what, 200?
Yeah.
Still the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich. That's the talking head in the jar.
Well, it looks like I'm about to lay off of Twitter for a while.
Jeez, are you getting that?
Jeff Garcia is going to throw me under the bus. Very, very nice.
They're already starting. There he goes. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look, it just bagging on Selena. Says she did not have the chops. Bags on the looks of San Antonio. Says he would be.
Okay,
She would be
you know what?
nothing.
Let's see what he screen grabbed here real
Oh, I'll
fast.
show it to you right now. I got that.
All right, let's hear how bad it sounded.
Let's see. This is what it is.
And did he take me out of context? Let's see. You play it?
Let's see. It's really low.
Let me see if it plays better on mine.
I think it's just real low volume. Damn, you got it up all the way. You could barely hear it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Good. So no one can hear it. But okay, so the way that he described it, he goes, Michael says she did not have the chops. Bags the look of San Antonio. What did I say the look of San Antonio? What did I say about San Antonio's looks?
It says bagging on Selena. She did not have the chops. Bags on the look of San Antonio. Says he would be nothing.
I did not say she would be nothing. I said she might have one or two hits. I said she would not be Beyonce. She wouldn't even be Aaliyah. I don't know. Sounds like someone is not listening to the full context of the story, but it is what it is. Joe, can you put up my number real fast?
Sure, we'll go ahead and do that right now.
210-508-0369. Again, 210-508-0369. If you have questions about things involving life insurance, disability, long-term care, if you have retirement accounts that need help with, man, maybe you have an advisor you don't like. Maybe you have an old 401k, an old IRA. You want someone to manage it. Give me a call. 210-508-0369. Celebrated my 20-year anniversary in finance this coming summer. So excited about that. Joe, as we run down the show, wind it down, I want to say happy birthday to you, man.
Yeah,
50 years old, man. 50 years old. Tell us about the party that's going on this weekend.
Yeah, so we're going to have a get together here. We're going to be getting together on Saturday at a bar called Pete's Place. Everybody's welcome to come out and join us. I know Sean will be there. Some other people have already confirmed they're coming. Hope to see Alex Noriega and everybody else out there as well. It'd be fun to just hang out. Going to start at 7 o'clock at Pete's Place over in Helotes. It's all over there off of Old Bandera Road. It's going to be a good time, man. We're going to have a lot of fun there. Just like I said, just hanging out, just chilling with the peeps, man.
Fantastic, man. Statement just came in from the Memphis Grizzlies.
What they say?
They say that this is according to I think it's the ownership of the Grizzlies. It says, quote, this is the president and GM of basketball operations, Zach Kleiman, saying, I generally appreciate Taylor's contributions to this team and the city over the past 6 seasons. This was a difficult decision given the consistent and tangible development of our players and overall success under Taylor's leadership. I wish Taylor the very best going forward. Now, Taylor Jenkins, by the way, that team is just a game and a half out of the 3rd spot in the Western Conference. So there's something to be said.
Amiss.
Something is amiss. I'm looking at his coaching record for his career.
Yeah.
250 wins, 214 losses, including 2 50-win seasons. Could have had a 3rd one this year. Something's amiss, man. Something is amiss. And now he had a losing record last year, 27-55, but John Morant was out almost the entire year. Everyone have a fantastic day. We're going to be back on Monday. Joe, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And thank you to the liquor store down the street that let me in a few minutes early. We got you that big-ass Buffalo Trace, man. Don't drink it all at one time.
There's the flyer again. If y'all want to come out and join me for my 50th birthday, Saturday, March 29th, Pete's Place, 743 Old Bandera Road. Party starts at 7. Hope to see you guys there.
Very nice. Thank you all for the super chats, by the way. Some tremendous super chats along the way. Over $100 worth. Amazing. Hey, people, you guys are sucking ass at hitting the like button. Hit the like button on the way out. Do it. All right, man. We'll be back on Monday. Go Spurs, go.
Peace.